Good afternoon, guys, and welcome back to my channel. Please remember to like, comment, share, and subscribe, and to tell a friend, to tell a friend, to tell a friend. So this afternoon, I just want to share with you one of my student final project. So she actually did her Jamaican culture, but she's now living in America. So what she did was ackee and saltfish, boiled dumpling, sweet potato, and sweet cassava, and also the good bami. Yes. So she's gonna take us through the steps that she remembered because she didn't remember a lot of the stuff. So she had to research it and ended up preparing the meal today for us to actually see how well she learned over the course of the class. So she's just telling us a little bit about the Jamaican culture that she remembered. Because there's a time in the class that we actually did the different cultures, but for reasons I will not put out the other students because, because of their privacy, and they did not wish to be up into the limelight like that. So I respect their privacy. And this young lady, she's also my niece, and she loves talk like me. So she actually decided, so yes, it's not a problem. You can put me up. So just take a look. And I also want you to tell me how much you give her out of a 10. I'm going to reserve my grade because there was a lot of stuff missing from her presentation, but I'll take that up with her. So without further ado, just take a look at her preparation and presentation. So yes, take it away.
Hi guys, my name is Shaneel. So today we're going to make some Jamaican food. I'm making ackee and saltfish, sweet potato, bami, and dumplings. So let's go ahead and enjoy it. About Jamaica. Jamaica is in the Caribbean. It is close to South America, close to North America. And the indigenous people of Jamaica were Arawak, and they actually name it Jamaica, and that culture is still there. Like there's cities that's named like Santa Cruz or stuff like that. So the Spanish culture is still there, and that's where you get the yuca root. In Jamaica, they call it cassava, but in other Spanish countries, it's yuca root. And because Jamaica was one of the top slave trade countries, that's where you get the ackee from. That came from West Africa because they were obviously colonized. That's where you get the codfish that was dried in the sun, add salt, and you get salted fish. Okay, so about the dumplings. So the Jamaican motto is out of many one people. So there's so many different cultures in Jamaica. There's a lot of Europeans, a lot of Asians, a lot of Africans, a lot of Spanish people, or a lot of Spaniards. So the dumplings came from Asians, and that's latter day Jamaica. So this is probably 100 years old, like the dumplings, and they really eat it a lot. They eat it with the potato, sweet potato, because they grow a lot of ground food, and the cassava and stuff like that. And you eat it with fish, chicken. It's just kind of like instead of eating rice, you eat ground food because it's a little bit more healthy because they grow it themselves. Here I have the saltfish. I've been soaking it since last night. See the tail? Look like a fish. It's just really, it has a lot of salt. And here I have ackee. It's in a can because you have to sell it in a can in America. Because this little black part right here is poison. So, gotta put it in a can. And then I have cassava. South America, they call it yuca root, but in Jamaica, they call it cassava. And then I have some potatoes and flour to make some dumplings. And then right here I have a bami that's soaking, and it's made from this. You just grate it, smash it, dry it, and then fry it without oil, and you get this. You'll see the finished product. I gotta soak it so it could be moist. So I soak it in water. You're supposed to soak it in milk, but I'm allergic to milk, so I have to use water. So I'm gonna prep this and then I'll be back. Okay, so I cut up the food. So this is the yuca root, or cassava as they call it in Jamaica. And then I have yam, they call it ground food. And then I'm gonna make the dumplings with the flour and I'll be back. Has a good little, but it seemed like it's too sticky, so I might have to add some flour. Let's see. That's better. Okay. Apparently these are kind of hard to form. And look, it's boiling. And then you add all the goodies to the pots. Now we're gonna prep to make the ackee and saltfish. So I have onion. In Jamaica, they call this scallion, green onion here. I have a bell pepper, then I have Scotch bonnet pepper from Jamaica. I like spicy stuff, so I'm gonna use 2. So I'm gonna cut these up, and I'll be back. Look how beautiful that is. We're gonna fry these up with the saltfish and the ackee. Oh, and you can actually eat this raw. Probably should have soaked it longer. It's still a little bit salty, but yeah, it's because it has salt on it. It's edible without having to cook it. No? Okay, let's add our cute little mixture. Just saute it for a little second. Okay, so we're trying not to cook this too much because we have to add the other stuff. And now I'm adding the saltfish. Stir it up a little bit for a little second. Okay, so we're trying not to cook this too much because we have to add the other stuff. And now I'm adding the saltfish. Stir it up a little bit. Oh, and cook it on medium heat. Just let it cook with the fish, maybe for like 20 seconds. And then we add the main ingredients, ackee. And then mix it all together. Kind of mash it up a little bit because they still have that ackee shape. It's kind of big, so like mash it up to make it small. So it look kind of like scrambled eggs. And the only season you really need is pepper. So put some pepper that smells so good. Okay, so now I'm gonna make the bami. I cut it up in 4 and then I'm gonna fry it. Now, so first I'm gonna taste the cassava with the ackee and saltfish. That's a good combination. That's really good. It's a little spicy, but it's good. Now, I wasn't gonna cook this, but I wasn't sure if I like dumplings like that. So I made, well, in Jamaica they call this sweet potato, but here in America they call it yam. And apparently it's really good with this little combination. So let's see. It's like sweet and salty, so it's not bad. Okay, let's try the dumplings. And you see how it turned out? I didn't make it right, or I didn't make the shape right. Like it's supposed to be smooth and round, but you saw me struggling. So you cut it with a fork. And have some with that. It's as I imagine. I mean, flour. Yeah, it's okay. I mean, it doesn't have a flavor because it's just flour and salt, but the ackee and saltfish really, you know, pump it up. And this is my fave bami. I'm excited to try this. This is good. Oh, and as a reminder, so this bami is this cassava fried, like pounded and then fried. It's kind of the same thing. So this is boiled and the bami is fried. But overall, it's really good. I think I'm going to eat the whole plate actually, because I really like the ackee and saltfish, especially with the cassava, whether it's a bami or just a boiled cassava. Boiled cassava by itself tastes good too. It's really good. I like it. Yeah. Okay. So that's it, guys, and I hope you enjoy my cooking and me struggling to make dumplings, but I did my best. So just to recap, it's ackee and saltfish with scotch bonnet pepper, bell pepper,